Hello and welcome to another episode to your dad's evil secrets or tips or whatever the hell the show's called. I'm your evil boyfriend.
What's up? I'm your dad is lit. How are you guys doing? Today we got some cool stuff, important stuff to talk about. Maybe a bit boring for some of you, but if you're not careful, you might sign away your soul on one of these documents. So if you haven't guessed already, we're talking about contracts. Before we start, we got a contract for you guys, and that's to like our video and subscribe and comment. If you break the contract, we will stop making videos for a week, and you guys will be really sad, right? But anyways,
Before we start, just like show us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it, whatever. And I actually found out today how to black shit out on Mac. So literally, the only reason we're making this video is because I learned how to do that. To the record label that we're going to be talking about, we blacked out all your shit. So now it's going to know who you are, even all your logos. So it should be cool. I also renamed it so they won't be able to see what's going on exactly. But let me just
it's not necessarily a bad contract either.
yeah,
There's just stuff on it that you might be worried about and you might need to know.
Cool. All right, guys. So without further ado, I'm just gonna share my screen. Enjoy. Cool. So as you can see, we blacked out some shit. Let's go into it. So this would be the logo. This would be usually some sort of introduction. Usually this is like where the label's from or whatever. So shit's pretty standard. So complete name. So that would be like your real name. So here, Charlotte would put Charlotte Suarez Gonzalez. His project name would be your ex is calling you. Please stop. His address would be 6090 Vancouver Street, and it would be in Vancouver, country, Senegal, and email would be crippling chest pain at gmail.com.
Yeah.
As you can tell, that's exactly what Charlotte's emails are. So remember, his name is Charlotte, and I forgot what I made up for your last name. So here, so it depends on the record label. Actually, like for example, some record labels will actually just give you like one track, and then there will be like a spot for it. In this case, this label decided to maybe they're signing like an EP from you or whatever, so they give you like a track. So you just kind of put like track name and then your name beside it.
A lot of the labels fill that out for you too, right?
Yeah.
Like some of my contracts would already just say what tracks are being signed. So
yeah. For the label that I work at, you don't have to fill out anything. We literally just fill everything out for you. We do make you fill out a form, and you kind of just like checking everything. I guess like this label has decided not to do that, and they want you to make everything like write everything down yourself, which is fine. It's just that if your writing is hilarious, or you're a doctor, this might be a problem. Cool. And then it says like the parties identified above have between them the just and right that this contract shall be governed. So basically they're saying like, like if you understand where we're about to get into is that there's like different types of entities in this contract. And basically they're going to base your whole music agreement based on what's written on this paper. All right. All right, Shala, you want to go into number one?
Yeah, in terms of contract. So yeah, by signing this contract, the artist, remixer, and the label is granting the exclusive right to publish and release the tracks listed on the first page by the following: reproduce, distribute, publicly display, broadcast, and put them for sale in selected stores of digital music such as beatport.com, junodownloads.com, thus allowing label to technically adapt the work to adjust it to the world standards. So yeah, you're basically giving the artist exclusive rights to the song.
The label. You're giving the label.
Oh yeah, the label. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. And it's basically just between you and the label. But in general, the the label has basically all the rights here. Generally, you're gonna have to like go through them a lot of the times if you want to distribute any of your work. So it's not just up to you; it's all up to the label. They basically own a lot of every like that track, and yeah, they have the exclusive rights to it.
Yeah. So, for example, like if somebody wants to use this particular song for I don't know, a commercial or something, they can't ask you, even though you're the artist. You actually have to derive them to the label. Now, another thing to note here is that like some labels will have something like CD, DVD, Blu-ray, documentary shit, so that applies to like many different stuff. For example, like other labels might be still reproducing vinyl, which, for example, if you're signing to a techno label, there's a high chance you might get a vinyl. So it might say vinyl here. This label, it seems like they only do stuff electronically, which is fine. But yeah. Look at number 2, terms. As you can see, we blacked some shit out. So they don't, talk shit about us later. So I'll read this one. So this agreement should enter into force from the effective date mentioned above on page 1 and is valid for 4 years and automatically renewal for plus 4 years. If neither party manifests, this contract may be canceled anytime by both parties, provided that is sent to the other party an email requesting cancellation. The record label will then request for the distributor to remove all the content, not allowing her to respond if the distributor still doesn't remove content. So basically what it says is that if you want to re-release the song, you have to like either wait 4 years. And if you don't wanna if you don't want to re-release it, you can just let it be, and the basically like the agreement that you're about to sign is gonna renew. Now, why that's a good thing? Because you never really have to worry about your music being taken down unless like the dude or person or company that's like running this label dies and then they can't pay for distro anymore. So just whatever music you sign, just keep up with the label, see what they're doing. Maybe they're going under. If that's the case, you might have to move your music up from somewhere else. And yeah, you can email them and be like, yeah, I don't want my shit with you anymore. And then they're like, all right, cool. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to the next one, Charlotte.
Both parties may request the removal of a song or complete albums via registered email, so the label has prior of 2 months to meet the request, and immediately in case the song or album has problems of copyright or others cited in this agreement.
Yeah, so for example, if you decided to use Justin Bieber's voice and like somehow that made it through distribution, which I doubt it, but let's pretend that it did, or like what happened to this Mexican band called Panda. Do you know about them, Charlotte?
Panda, no.
Yeah, so like Panda, apparently they like wrote a song that was extremely similar to Green Day. And then like the Mexican Green Day fans were just like, yo, what the fuck? So they let Green Day know, and then Green Day had to like send them an email to Panda and be like, yo, take it down. You literally just translated our song and calling it yours. That's not cool.
Yeah.
In that case, the label will be really mad. And their fans will be like, what? Why are you stealing, bro? So don't do that. So that could be like that, or it could be literally something like you have a song with a sample in it and you haven't cleared it properly, or you did clear it, but then you didn't let the distribution know about like they using a sample. Let's say you're using something from Splice or whatever, and then they might be like, wait, hold up, we have to like remove your song until we figure this out. If that happens, then obviously that's a problem. Yeah. In the case that you do want to just take it out for no reason, just basically saying like you need to give them 2 months. Now, the contract that we're going over is just 100% related to one record label. Not all contracts would look the same. I have one that it's literally a slavery contract. I can show you guys that one.
Yeah.
It's literally a slavery contract, but I'm not going to show you because I feel like it should just be like, I'm going to show you just a short one. The other one's extremely long. I don't think it's worth the video.
I
Okay.
mean, like you could show them a little bit because it's like you could show them like what it would look like because it's super long. I guess that's what you kind of have to look out for. If it's super fucking long and it's like there's just so much shit, you're probably in a slavery contract, right?
So for example, for that slavery contract that I got, they were basically wanting me to ask permission for everything. So if I wanted to play a gig, I had to ask permission.
Yeah.
Right? They wanted to just own me, and I'm just like, why? I didn't even know what they were gonna do for me. They were just like, yeah, we just own you. I'm like, but why though? Like, you haven't even proposed to me what you can do for me. And I literally asked them, I was like, do you have like a agreement of just the song, not myself as a person, as a person? And then they're like, no answer. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Go on to the next one, Charlotte.
The shops approve all content, so it's not the label's responsibility if the store decides for themselves whether or not to remove the contents. Artists, remixer need to obey these decisions. So yeah, I guess it's basically saying that like places like Beatport, Spotify, they can always remove your content, and it's not really anything you can do about it.
Or they can literally just reject it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
in that case, it's not. It's just like you probably have something fishy going on in your song.
Yeah, maybe you're like a rapist.
Cleared samples.
Maybe you're a rapist. So don't be a rapist.
Yeah.
Not raping, guys. Next part. Go for it.
This contract will automatically cancel old contracts if they are of the same songs listed on the first page. If the old contract is the generic model valid for any and all music of the artist, fits the label to decide the validity of the old contract. So the label may cancel it at any time by notifying the artist remixer via email. Yeah, so again, like because there's exclusive rights on your contract, if you go with another label, that's kind of fucking over everybody because that one label has the exclusive contract with you. So, yeah, they have the right to cancel that contract.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, no, can't do it.
Yeah.
Next one. Record label has signed contract with a distributor. So they're basically telling you that even though your song's making $1, you're only gonna see 80% out of that after the label gets their cut. So in reality, if it's 50-50, you're actually only getting 40%.
Yep.
Because distribution takes a bit of money. Now, funny story, some shops will take 50%. And that's another hilarious deal. So just be aware.
Yeah, so there's like maybe check what distributor they're using as well, right?
Yeah.
Before you do a contract. So what does
it really depends if the label tells you. Most labels don't. These one actually decide to tell you who they do business with. Right. Obviously, it's blocked out because we don't want any repercussions in case they watch this. If the distribution or shop choose not to renew or terminate such agreement, the contract will be automatically canceled without notice to the artist remixers. If this occurs, the payments or report sales will be sent out only when the label receives them from the distributor. So basically, if the distributor goes under and you haven't been paid yet, and the distributor hasn't been paid to the label, you're kind of just left hang dry. Hang dry. So just be aware. Let you know, like they're holding no responsibility to collect your money if the distributor goes down. Now, the distributor that these people use, I have never heard of them. Right? It's not like CD Baby or TuneCore or like who else is big. Even DistroKid. Like DistroKid's super successful.
Yeah.
So if they go under, then it's on you, bro. It's like don't be mad at the label. Be mad at distro. Next one. Obligation of the artist remixes. The artist remixer has no employment with the label. Yes. Very important. You don't work for them and they don't work for you.
Yeah. This would be different if you had like a 360 contract.
Then they own you.
Yeah.
They own you.
Yeah. This is okay. 3.2 songs and albums are released by label exclusively. The artist remixer cannot launch on other regular labels. Like we already said, exclusive rights. You can't release that song under another label. The artist remixer can launch other tracks at any time and work with other recorders. So yeah, this is like a one song contract, which is
Or
like what you'll see a lot of the time. So even though you're signed that one song on the label, you can always release without labels on a different song.
yeah, so that's usually it's on a contract by contract basis. Sometimes, like my buddy's got a contract, and we're like, yeah, like we want to sign the song, but then you have to give them 2 songs after that, right? So for this particular case, this literally says like, yeah, you signed this one contract, and it's for one particular song or EP or album or whatever they accepted, right? The next part is the artist remixers grant the label the right to announce and publish the songs and albums release, as well as right to use images, biography of the artist. Yeah, so basically they're gonna promote you, so let them fucking promote you. Um, the artist remix is not required to use the label's name in festivals or events. Yeah, so basically they don't own you. They're just like, yo, you sign with us, but you don't have to like show us love everywhere you go. It's nice though. It does help to do that if you sign somewhere. Rep them a bit if you like them. Um, all loops, samples, vocal parts, and music is responsibility of the artist who mixes with him or her. The responsibility to resolve any issues with copyright, any events happening. So basically, if distribution for their side, they're like, yo, we just have some problem with copyright, they're gonna reach out to the label, and then the artist is supposed to produce the right paperwork or proof, right? If you can't, the likelihood of this contract being void is pretty high.
Yeah.
Uh,
You gotta
the
be careful too. The if you get like a random sample pack somewhere, like for let's say Vengeance, like a lot of the old samples, like they're actually not copyright free. Which is you'll I've seen like an interview with Deadmau5 and he's like, yeah, I took a Vengeance sample pack and yeah, it was copyrighted. Or wasn't copyrighted properly. So you guys gotta be careful about that stuff. You know, maybe like research the sample packs that you're using.
There's nowadays the sample packs have a disclosure or they're like
Yeah,
royalty free or whatever. But which sample pack was it a vocal? Or what the hell was it? A melody?
I remember. I remember watching it. I think it was like Vengeance or something.
Yeah, no, but like what was it? Was it a melody or was it a vocal?
I think it was a vocal,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
something
Like
vocal.
stop using copyright free vocals.
But even like
Stop it.
old synthesizer samples also might not be, royalty
Yeah, yeah. So
because like a lot of them were literally just stolen off of the synthesizer without permission and then repackaged as sample packs. Although those ones are probably harder to find, like just out of like it's hard to just listen to those samples and like hear it, but you know there is a possibility at the end of the day.
yeah. The next day, the artist remixer must complete their infos correctly and send the music files in the following standards: 44,100 hertz, 16-bit stereo WAV, because the label will not change any content in the stores after upload. So yeah, they're basically telling you this is the format that they need. 16-bit is a CD version. If you send them 24, their distribution might have a problem with 24. That's happened to me before. I had to like change it to 16. So just be aware. Just follow what the label says because their distribution might not be able to handle higher quality. Like even for like 48,000 or whatever, like sometimes the distribution can't handle it. Even though your computer can run it and Spotify can handle it, the distro might not be able to do that. Just something for you guys to know. All right,
Yeah.
go for it.
The label grants artist remixers the right to use this picture and biography in the festivals, events, and where more needs to be promoted. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. They need your pictures, and then they have the right to use that in your festivals, which is a good thing. Just make sure have a good bio, have some good pictures. The label may launch the products only after permission of the artist mixer via email.
Now, what the hell does that mean? What products are you talking about? Are you talking about t-shirts? What products? So this is not defined anywhere, right? Whoops. Like, what is a product?
It's the song, right?
Is it? You don't know that. So Charlotte and I have looked at this contract once. This is not our contracts, right? This is from a buddy that just sent it to us. He was just like, "Oh, should I sign this?" And we're like, "It looks decent, but what is this product thing?" I don't know. I don't know what this product
Merch.
thing is. Yeah. Like, what
Merch.
permission are you talking about? Are you like maybe like mugs, t-shirts, new deodorant cream? Who knows? So I would check. I would obviously I would ask what this is, at least to define it.
Yeah.
Like if it didn't have da, right? They'd be like the label may launch products only after the permission, or like, but still doesn't say what kind of products it is. So I would just ask the label, can you define this? Next thing. The label is not required to launch any product of the artist remixer and reserves the right to choose the material of the label liking to be launched. So I'm gonna assume it's like maybe a CD or like an action figure out of merch. I think it's
Yeah, it's
merch.
probably like merch because material. So
No, no. So basically, this is like right. Choose the material. So that basically means like if they have a lot of like discography, that doesn't mean like they're gonna use your particular material. That's what it means.
yeah.
Yeah. The label is not responsible for any materials that the artist remixer has launched, published, or distributed with other labels and other companies. Makes sense. They only care about the one song that they sign with, that you sign with them. The label may launch in CD or vinyl formats to songs that are on their label after negotiation with artist remixers. So basically, if they want to release a CD where you're in it, they're gonna ask you, I guess. Or they may not. I guess they're either gonna negotiate with you. Very unclear what this means. Negotiation. So again, I would if I were to sign this, I would ask about this. Okay, next thing. It is the duty of the label. Okay, obviously this label is not from a North American country. It seems like they don't speak English. So it is the duty of the label generates and administers the UPC and ISRC codes. Yeah, so these codes are basically where like are kind of like barcodes of your music. Like if you go on DistroKid and like you try to release your music, it'll say like, oh, UPC or ISRC code is this, and it's kind of like an identifier. It's like a barcode for your music.
Yeah. It's like
So, well, Shalad is went to like, go deal with his noodles because he didn't go to his noodles. Interesting. He went to get a charger. Wild. Anyways, uh so payment. The label will pay the artist remixer values regarding the net sales, so the payments will be divided as follows. Releases with that remix, 50% artist, 50% label. This is pretty standard. Sometimes you actually get like cool labels like that will actually give more to the artist. It's like I signed with this label that like gave me 60% instead of the 50. So they were like, yeah.
yeah.
No,
Don't forget the distributor though.
huh?
Don't forget the distributor though.
Yeah. But like the interesting thing about that particular record label, they didn't register my music, so I don't know if it's protected. So kind of interesting. Let's see. This one's very cool for this label. So if you had a remixer on it, they actually take a cut smaller as a label because they want to pay out the artist and remixer evenly. So I think this is pretty cool. I mean, they take like 0.1 more, but like whatever, right?
Yeah.
All the payments are made via PayPal. Do you want to keep going, Charlotte?
Yeah, the submission of report sales and payments will be made as follows. The report sales will only be sent if the total receivables for more than 50 euros. Grammar, holy shit. The sales report will be sent 1 months after the end of each quarter. It will only be paid if the total receivables for more than 50 euros. Reports will be sent only requested. So, in order to be paid out, there has to be more than 50 euros made in sales. So something that we're very familiar with.
And make sure that the label has gotten 50. So that's after the distro's cut.
Yeah. So just because you did more than 50 doesn't mean you get paid out 50. The label always gets their money first.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just again just showing the timeline that you might get paid in as well.
Let's see. Licenses for other labels. Following the release, the label may authorize the release of his music on compilations made by other labels partners. What? This is wild. Okay. If this occurs, you will receive an email notice and sales related to such entities that will display the same sales, where any contract may should be done only and exclusive with us. So they're gonna whore you out, but they're gonna let you know when you're being whored out. So they're basically your pimp, bro. I guess like when would this make sense when like they're gonna be doing like best dance hits of all time and they're different labels,
Probably, yeah.
right?
Yeah, like I haven't seen this in my contracts yet, so
Yeah, this is brand new to me. I've never seen this, but I guess like that would be the only time that would make sense. But this kind of like I would ask, right? Because I'd be like, "What do you mean by other label partners? I'm signing with you, bro." What is this, Britney Spears moments? No, thank you.
yeah. I think it could be like a distributor, who knows, right? Or it's like I remember like in the old days, like you could get like
Mhm.
much music compilations and stuff, but that doesn't mean you're signed with much music. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
Confidentiality. So this is where we get sued, guys. The artist remix it and the label agreed to maintain total secrecy on the business as passwords, documents, strategies, future business, etc. Is this also replaying to the contract? Doesn't say. It's not my contract. I don't want to sign with these guys. The artist remixer and the label must follow the same ethical standards of professionals with no ties, thus depriving any concerns or information to third parties. Only if you sign, though. So, see, I'm not liable to this because, first of all, they sent the person that I know empty contract. So this means nothing. Uh, it is not allowed to artist remix and the label. What? Oh my God, grammar on this thing is fucking hilarious. Publish without permission parts of the song, sample, loops, vocals, etc. Is that like a remix pack? Is that what they're trying to say here?
Yeah.
Like, because I could also interpret this as just like, what if it's just like an ad, 30 seconds? Is that not allowed?
Yeah.
Unclear. Ask. Oh, what? Okay. Ask. To avoid piracy, publish on social networks 2 minutes of your tracks. So don't post the whole thing. Okay, fair enough. Mastering. The mastering of the original agreement is the responsibility of the artist remixer. This doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to master an agreement.
Yeah. They mean the song, but again,
Yeah. I'm not hating on this person because I know they're trying to be professional, but bro, just like pay the $50 and get somebody to like at least give you a copy of their contract. I don't know, man. Like you don't have to translate it for whatever language this is.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Marketing. The marketing of any products launch is the responsibility of both parties, thus accept in any all matters disclosure that it's exposed. Okay. To resolve any disputes on both sides, they choose a venue of district. So this is where there are. For being fair and contractors. What? For being so fair and contractors sign this instrument and to waste the same content. What is this?
So this might be a red flag for some of you,
Yeah.
which is why you always got to read this stuff. I guess another thing I would suggest is like, if you don't have someone to help you read this, you should hire a lawyer.
Yeah.
Music,
And
a music contracts lawyer.
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Um, yeah, so that's that's a contract.
Yeah,
I'll go-
usually you get like a contract that makes sense.
yeah, in English usually.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like a good, like first time look at it. Yeah, I would suggest just like read it very carefully. And then you don't understand, obviously. Even if you do understand, you should hire a music lawyer to read it over with you.
Yeah, or like ask buddies that have signed record label. Sorry, that have signed like record deals or whatever. You signed with a couple labels, right, Shalot? How'd you find about like each record deal that you signed with it? Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, there's always some stuff that if you've never read before, it might be very confusing.
Yeah.
Um, like what I was confused too is like the payment and the like how like it'll explain how you're getting paid out, but the wording might be a little bit confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And performance royalties and things like that. Those are also confusing sometimes. Yeah, I usually got Diego here to help me look at it.
I'm not much of a music lawyer. I just know how to read science papers, and I learned a little bit about how to read contracts from an institution that I used to be part of. Yeah, guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, or whatever. We're getting censored by the record label gods. So see you guys next week. Bye bye.